Sportscast. We've had a brilliant week of sports that's just gone by, and we've had a little time to think about it too. Ayaz, what do you think of the week that's gone by?
I think it was terrific. I mean, look, and from an Indian point of view, certainly what happened at the US Open with Leander Paes and Sania both winning titles.
So it was
Martina Hingis.
It was a repeat of what happened in Wimbledon.
Repeat of what happened in
Leander
Wimbledon.
and Martina, they won the mixed doubles title.
Absolutely.
And Sania Mirza and Martina Hingis again, they won the women's doubles.
This is one Swiss account that we must, kind of preserve and say, yes, we want it. Martina Hingis, what a remarkable comeback for her too.
Yeah.
Look at what.
This is like a third career, third innings,
career.
because she retired once, came back, played singles.
And she's also won one Grand Slam with Mahesh Bhupati.
Yeah, she has.
In 2006, if I think. Australian Open.
Yeah.
That's right. So she's been very, very crucial for India in tennis.
It's a partnership that works wonders.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that apart, there's been, the action in cricket. I think one of the things we talked offline was about Glenn Maxwell's catch, which has been a talking point, so to speak, in cricketing circles. Now,
let's just have a look at the catch.
Let's have a look at it, let's have a look at it.
I think one of the events of the week that just stood out. So if
Glenn Maxwell has taken an incredible boundary line catch during the fourth ODI against England at Headingley. Maxwell showed incredible athleticism and skill to secure the wicket of Liam Plunkett in the latter stages of England's run chase.
There, just have a look at the boundary, takes the catch, foot's fine, ball's up, other foot's over.
When you look at the close-up, you begin to appreciate what he's done, like this is one piece of athleticism, fine piece of athleticism, and to have that kind of sense of where he was and what he was doing to pull off the catch, I think it was just wonderful.
So, there are 2 points I want to make here. One is, of course, that I don't think fielding is given too much attention. Where man of the match awards, best bowler, best batsman, usually you've got everything which is either largely talking about batsmen in cricket or bowlers as an also ran, but rarely about fielding. While actually the most improved aspect of the game in the last 25-30 years has been the fielding. The fitness standards, the athleticism, the sureness of how to move yourself is amazing. The other part is, having taken such a brilliant catch, Maxwell himself feels it is unfair.
His comments were very interesting.
His comments were interesting. He tweeted about it, and I think he's got a point. So what's happening is, when does
when the ball steps out.
No, when does the ball? I mean, if it clears the fence, when does it become a six? So conceivably, you can stand 80 yards
outside
away, 5-7 yards outside. When the ball is hit, you can be in the air, knock it back into the playing area and go and catch it. Is that a fair catch or not? I think that's the point he has raised, which is very, very interesting. And I don't know how the technical committee of the ICC is going to view it. As yet, we've heard nothing from them. But
So what's your take on it? Like, what do you think? Like, do you think it's legit?
I mean,
do you think this stands?
We're seeing more and more of these catches come into play. We saw it first in the IPL, then we saw it in England. I think Angelo Matthews did it once in Sri Lanka playing in England. So there's more is happening more frequently. But at the same time, you must give credit to the fielders. I don't know if the law is strictly against it, but if it becomes so commonplace, then obviously the minders of the game will have to do some thinking. Anil Kumble is part of the technical committee, so we'll have to find out from him what he thinks.
And he made another brilliant catch too. I mean, that this was stunning, but the one-handed one that he took.
Oh, he's a superb fielder.
For a fielder.
And limited overs cricket, certainly he's amongst the best in the world. So he's been so crucial to Australia's rise to eminence. They won the World Cup, as we know.
And they won the series 3-2.
They won the series 3-2. The close fought series. I think England did extremely well. This England team is looking very good. There's a whole new attitude, new body language to when they take the field, especially against Australia. They've come back with this feeling that we must do some Aussie bashing. And they may have lost the one-day series, but they haven't certainly been disgraced.
And they managed to do well. They fought back. They've pulled back 2 matches, which looked a little doubtful when we talked last.
And some good, exciting young players. You see, there's no Cook wasn't there, so there was no Joe Root. So they've been making do with players who were. I think England have been experimenting. They've got now a team going to the UAE to play Pakistan. The regulars are back, but they've got, apart from Moeen Ali, they've also got Anwar Ibrahim. Who's come into as a left arm spinner.
Yep.
And then they've got Rashid Ali, who's a leg spinner. So there's a fair mix of spinners there. I think they've been wanting. And you know who they've got as a batting coach or a consultant is Mahila Jayawardene.
That's something that was very interesting to see.
Very interesting,
Yeah.
because they're planning now to, more and more how
They're
do
going
you
in the right
play
direction,
in
like-
the right direction. What do you do in the subcontinent when though they came here and beat India in
Yeah, they did.
2012. So so lots of good things happening in cricket. I think.
And Suresh Raina being picked for India A team. That was a
It's a
surprising
lifeline for him, if you ask me. If he has any ambition left of being coming back as a Test player, he doesn't find a place in the 15.
Yeah.
But this is a tough series against South Africa. There might be some upheavals. We never know. Now, if he wants to come back into the team, this is his best chance. Not because he's playing India A against Bangladesh, but because he'll be spending some time with Rahul Dravid.
He's
So his
the coach,
biggest problem was how to play the short pitch game deliveries. He can obviously benefit from being with Rahul.
That would be nice. Okay, so just coming back to tennis, let's just look at the other finals that happened. Djokovic, as you predicted, came through in 4 sets.
Yeah,
And it's been a similar story, I mean, we've talked about it so often. Obviously the talking point is that Federer had 24 break points, and he could only convert on 4 of them. 10 of them on the second serve.
That also is redounds to the credit of Djokovic.
Yeah.
To save so many break points is a.
And he wasn't just playing Federer; he was playing 22,000 people in the crowd.
Absolutely.
The crowd was.
Crowd favorite was Federer.
It was rowdy. It was like a football stadium there.
I think what's happened over the past 2-3 years certainly is that every time the match goes beyond the third set, you know who's going to win, more or less. But having said that, Federer has kind of put everything in the clear by saying I'll be there next year.
And he's cemented the number 2 position at least.
And look at it this way, he's 34.
34.
He's number 2 in the world. He's reaching the final.
Yeah.
What more do you want from a player? So I sometimes wonder why people keep asking him
when is he going to retire? Yeah, that's I think let him play, let him enjoy the game, and we get to watch spectacular tennis as we did
two
in
of
the
the greatest.
final.
I mean, Djokovic also has become an all-time
Now the
great.
question is, because he's reached number 10, he's into double digits in the Grand Slams. Can he overtake Nadal now? Nadal at 14, Federer at 17, and Djokovic at 10. Djokovic is just 28, so he still has a couple of more years.
So I feel just, obviously tennis is your passion more than mine, but the game, as it seems, I think Djokovic has a far more rounded game than Nadal. Not Federer, but he's equally adept at all kinds of surfaces. He doesn't have that much of a body breaking or back breaking, game. So
he's not going to wear him down as much as
he's not going to wear him down. So I think he may last longer and therefore get past
Nadal. At least Nadal. And while Djokovic was the favorite, and the bookies' favorite, and was expected to win, we were looking forward to watching Serena Williams pull off the Grand Slam, and she lost in a shock.
The upset of the year, according to me.
I think
the sporting upset of the year.
Yeah, definitely. She lost to Roberta Vinci.
Yes.
32-year-old Italian who's unseeded.
She couldn't crack the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah. That's Ayaz headline for the week.
Yeah.
But that was surprising.
I think, look, it was a terrific match. I thought that Serena...
She played the slice so well, Vinci. And
Serena, for some reason...
She was under pressure.
She was under pressure. She was
showed.
a little jittery.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're so much the underdog by far, you have nothing to lose. And I thought that Da Vinci just played superbly. She just played the game of her life, and then we know what happened in the final. She went and lost it.
Yeah.
So she just kind of came up with the best performance of her life in that semis.
Yeah.
And that was the end of Serena and the US Open. Yeah. But again, look, Serena is not running away.
She's not going back. I think she'll have another chance next year.
She'll have another chance next year.
But looking back in retrospective, Djokovic had a better year at the Grand Slams than Serena Williams. Like, he lost in one final to Wawrinka.
Yes.
And Serena lost on the semi-final.
But he was in all 4 finals.
Yeah, all 4 finals. Remarkable. Really remarkable.
And and also a little word here about Leander.
Yeah.
How many titles has he got last year?
He's on 17 now.
No, and how many did he win last year?
So he's won 3-2.
He's won 3-2.
Yeah.
So just and 43, pushing 43.
Yeah.
Is he's going to be here for the Davis Cup against Czechoslovakia. Yeah. So, which is another contest he really enjoys. Over the years, he's distinguished himself as a singles player in the Davis Cup, as we know. He's got his ex-partner.
Yeah.
Playing there for Czechoslovakia.
So Stefanik. Yeah, yes. That's true. So that'll be nice to watch.
That'll be a nice contest to watch.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's what we're going to watch out for this week. Also, football Champions League is back.
Yes.
And
so give us the update now.
we had the first round yesterday. Half of the A to D groups played yesterday, and the rest played today. And City suffered their first defeat of the season at the hands of Juventus, who themselves have been on a losing spree.
Yeah.
So it was a very. I think it's just when it comes to Europe, City just don't have the experience. You know, it's just their fourth year, and they've lost out all the previous years in the first round itself. So it was a fun match. I think City dominated for quite a bit, but then Juventus just Morata scoring a brilliant goal.
So Nikhila, I wanted to ask you about Mourinho.
Yeah.
Now he's been
he's
taking pot shots
trouble.
at journalists and saying go and do a Google search and
he's banned banter.
banned banter.
That was, I think, the most ridiculous piece of news that came out this week. So he's in trouble because they've lost.
Is he feeling the pressure?
He's definitely under the crunch because I have not seen him lose his cool the way he did in the press conference. Because he always likes to have the final word. And so Chelsea have conceded 12 goals in 5 matches, which is the most in the Premier League. What's interesting is that they play a lesser known team today, like Tel Aviv. They play, and they aren't really that great at football. So I mean, I think this has come at the right time for Chelsea because if they can just get one win under them and continue from there, it's long road ahead for him. And he has to right now because it's become very clear that this is his third season syndrome, as everybody's been calling it now. That first season he comes, establishes himself, buys all the players he wants. Second season he wins. And then third season there's a slump. So it's interesting.
Well, it's very interesting. It's a good theory. So 2 other things about football which I want to toss at you. One is the great Pele is going to be in India.
Yeah.
When is it? October 12th?
October.
October. He's coming for the launch of the ISL. And some other big names are expected, but we'll know about that.
Rooney is supposed to come. That would be really good.
Rooney is supposed to come. The other is Diego Maradona has taken a pot shot not only at Sepp Blatter but also at Platini, and said that Blatter, in a sense, implying that Blatter got Platini also corrupted. So I don't know what. Is he a loose cannon, Maradona? Or,
he is
or
a bit
what?
of a loose cannon, and I think he wants to step up and take over, FIFA or UEFA. I think that's the long game that he's trying to play here. Otherwise,
but he's been he's been a maverick.
And he's a very controversial figure in the football. Like,
so does he have the support of Argentinian
that's
Football
what. So
Association?
he clearly divides the table. Like when it's Maradona. So there are his loyal fans who will root for him no matter what.
Whatever happens, And
then there are people who go like, okay, no, we can't have him at the head of the sport. But interesting. Like that's gonna be fun to watch too.
So a lot of action happening in the football arena also.
So we have the Champions League to look forward to. We have the Davis Cup to look forward to, and of course, a lot of cricket also that's coming our way. That we'll definitely be discussing next week. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. Bye.